So what are we doing today, Jim?
We're going to play golf, Ben.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, but you know, there's actually a ulterior motive behind it, though. You know what we're gonna do? So we're gonna go play a course that I used to play in the early 2000s when I would come down this way on vacation to visit Christina's family. It's called Sapelo Hammock. It's a couple-hour drive from us up in Shellman's Bluff, Georgia. Beautiful property. Probably one of my favorite courses in the world. But what we're going to do is, there's a premise behind this. So Ben, how many times do we see companies using 20 or 30-year-old technology or methodologies in running their plan? How often do we see it?
Pretty much every day.
Pretty much every day, right? How many companies do we know that manage their company by a spreadsheet?
Pretty much all of them.
Pretty much all of them, right? You know, spreadsheets have been around, let's see, I know I learned it in college, and that was in the early 90s. So what we're going to do today is I've got some 20-year-old equipment, very much like what I would have played when I played up here. And we are going to compare that against new equipment that I have that's been fully customized for me, that I know fits me really well. The old stuff, probably not. And I'm also going to play the 20-year-old equipment basically with a blindfold on. I'm not going to use my GPS. I'm not going to use my rangefinder. I'm going to use the scorecard, and I'm going to step off from the yardage markers. I'm just going to use my feet like I used to do 20 plus years ago. So I figured this would be a good course. I don't really remember a lot about it. I remember some things, and I probably will remember about where I used to hit the ball. And so it'll be an interesting comparison to how well I can do with old equipment with blindfold on versus new equipment blindfold completely on. So that's kind of the premise, because we think, all of us in Industrial Insight think that we have too many companies that we work with that are using the 20 and 30-year-old equipment with a blindfold on every day to run their plan. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
So hopefully we got a couple of illustrations we'd like to give that may drive that point home. But that's the whole premise today. So, and we're going to get to have a little fun. You're even going to get to play some golf with me.
It's going to be good.
Yep, sounds good. So stick with us and enjoy. Alright, so we got a little interesting thing on the range. We were testing out the shot tracer app, and I hit, what, 4 drives maybe? With the old greatest Big Bertha driver. And this happened. Actually, I didn't figure it out until I went to put it on the head cover on, and I'm like, it hung up on this shaft. So Ben's like, do you have a backup plan? No. I don't have another 20-year-old driver anywhere. So I think I just have a new 3-wood in the back, so we may be hitting 3-wood off a lot of tees today. So some of them, I'm going to hit the old ball with a new driver. Some of them I'll hit the old 3-wood with the old ball, and we'll just see what happens. Okay, so here we are on the first hole. Ironically enough, I didn't describe many of the holes. So here you start. Again, 409 yard, par 4, dogleg left. Not a lot of trouble, just stay out of the trees. So the premise was to hit 2 tee balls, 2 second shots, always hit the old ball first. That way I was kind of flying blind. I could always
use the tee markers and the markers out on the course to know how far I go. Not too bad off the first tee. Didn't hit either one exceptionally great, but I'm in the fairway.
Idea really how far I am. Come on, follow me. So I got a 200-yard marker right here. So what I'm gonna do, I really don't know, I don't remember a lot about this green, but what I'm gonna have to do is step off to my ball about how many steps that is. I'm gonna guess I've got about 185. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, so I got about 188, 189. I assume these pins are marked, so yellow probably means middle. So I got about 190 yards, a little bit downwind, a little bit kind of going that way, left to right. But I mean, I'm flying blind here, right? If I had my GPS, my rangefinder out, I would know exactly how far it is to the pin, exactly how far it is over and short. So how many times in your plant are you trying to make decisions and you don't have all the information that you need? You're kind of flying blind. You're doing just like I am. You're stepping stuff off. Kind of feels about like this. Well, I don't, you know, if I do this, is it going to be bad? If I do that, is it going to be good? I really don't have all my information here. So how many times does that happen to you in a plant because you don't have all of that? Just a rhetorical question there, and we'll see how I do. Target. I was trying for the middle of the green. Oh, I did not hit that good, but looks like it's going to be okay. Middle of the green, huh? All right, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I have 157 front, 184 all the way to the back, and 171 to the middle. I can see that there's no real hazards around this pin. I'm going to pull out the rangefinder and get an exact distance to the flag, but I know I would want to fly at least 157, but not more than 184. That's handy information. So I got a little wind behind me. 165, which means that pin is actually up from center. So that's interesting. I did not know that. Now I have that piece of information, which is good. So what did I just say? 164?
I think so.
A little downwind, so I'm going to probably try to be a little bit long here. I'm going to hit 8 iron. And I did look, that 5 iron I hit way short. Knew I didn't hit it well. We'll talk a little bit about iron technology here in a little bit. Right. I think it's on the green. You can hit that real solid. Okay. Okay. All right, so interestingly enough, if Ben, you'll shoot over there, I'm probably about 25 feet from the flag, just right of the hole. That's with my modern stuff that fits me. Come on with me. You look, I hit a 5 iron from almost 190 yards. I didn't hit it good, but I'm woefully short. And if you remember, it was about 7 yards different from the middle of the flag, or middle of the pin, green to the flag. So I probably only hit this about 165 yards. Note to self. Anyway, I lost a lot of distance just with a little bit of mishit because of old technology. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get up and down and maybe I can even these scores out, but it's just harder work, okay? That's an easy par, but I have a chance of birdie here. That wasn't really a chance for birdie, but that was pretty good. Tap that in. Now, go ahead. 25 footer, right to left, all the greens going that way, hills going that way. Greens look a little slow. I didn't putt at all, so this will be interesting. Whoa, sit, out of the camera range. clubs are up.
Number 2 is a straightaway par 4, 332 yards from the tee box I was playing. And really there's not a lot of trouble unless you happen to hit one right, which I did. So playing the old ball, I made a little bit of a loose swing here and hit one directly into the right-hand trees. Felt like I was okay. I hit a provisional and turned out I was okay. Second one, striped it right down the middle. No problems, no issues. So should be able to make birdie from here.
Boarding.
All right, so we're right at about the 100, just a little inside it. Looks like that pin's up again. It's a yellow flag, so I'm assuming that. I'm going to say this is about 85, 90. Got a little tree trouble, so I don't know. I think I can really, maybe I'll flight a wedge down here, but we'll see. So anyway, a little crooked here, but again, I'm having to guess. I don't know what my distance really is. Try to flight a 56 down. Off this hard pan, see what I can do. Out good, a little left. Oh, look at that. About 20 feet up the hill. I like it. A little 10-12 footer for bird here to redeem myself.
Number 3 is a little bit of a tricky hole, especially if you tend to move the ball left to right like I do. If you overcook one to the right, you can end up in the water, and that's definitely not where you want to be. And the way they place this tee box kind of messes with your perception here. But fortunately, on this hole, I hit 2 good tee shots. As you'll see, this first one hit a little bit off the heel, little bit of a fade out of that, but right in the center of the fairway. Knew I was going to be in good shape. Second one, I think I even make the comment that one's going to be 30 yards past the first one, and turned out it was about 20 to 25 yards ahead. I knew I'd hit it better.
All right, so I stepped it off. It's 142 center. It looks like it's up front to me, so I'm going to play this probably, like 138, 139. I'm going to hit a 9-iron, just kind of try to knock it down a little bit. I'm sitting on an upslope, so the ball's going to go a little higher. Fortunately, we have no wind today, which is great. Let's see what happens. Right at it. Go in the hole. All right, so from here I've got 124 front, 136 middle, 149 back. Definitely do not want to be long. You got bunkers long here. So that's definitely not a good thing. So actually right here I'm at 118 front. It's 133 and it's 130 to the middle. So doesn't really look like it, but that pin's actually right in the middle here. And if you notice on the last thing, I thought it looked up front. So I'm guessing, I don't have all my information. So here, this is just a stock pitching wedge for me. A little bit downhill. So this ball's gonna come out a little lower than that last one did. It's a gentle breeze, so I don't think it's really gonna affect it much. May squirt a little bit right. All right, this one go in the frickin' hole. That's right at it. That should be close. So look at the difference in shots there. One of them I didn't have all the information and I was kind of guessing what I thought it was. I don't know if you can see it, but that ball's clearly 10 yards short of the green, much less the flag. And I was thinking the flag was up front. That one probably landed close to the flag. I may be a little long. I think there's a little hill there if I remember. So we'll see here in just a minute. All right, so this is a little interesting because I got to come up and then down a hill. I'm really not sure how this is going to behave. I'm going to hit a little 52. Got to kind of hit it, I don't know, maybe 30 feet onto the green and let it run out. Go. Go. Know what this one's going to do, but I got a spot picked out. Let's see if I can hit it. Par. It is a double breaker. And we're probably going to call this one good, but I'll go ahead and try to make it. I'm going to call it good. We'll call it a bogey in the interest of time.
Number 4 is a slight dogleg right, par 4. One thing I really struggled with when I did not have my GPS app is I could not remember how far to hit it to get over that right-hand bunker. So that created a little bit of an issue for me on this tee shot.
We have a 354-yard hole. There's a bunker up on the right. I think it's about 250 yards maybe to clear it because it's past the 150 stake, which is 200 yards. But you know, I really don't know. So I'm going to stay left of it with this ball, with the old ball, the old technology, the old way of doing things. Then I'm going to go back to the cart and I'm going to pick up my GPS app and I'm going to figure out how far is it to actually cover that, and then we'll talk through that. That really good. A little cut. Not sure I would have flung that bunker. So it's about 230 yards to clear that bunker. But kind of looking at it, that line that I just took is probably the right line. Even over that bunker is okay. So probably not going to make a lot of changes here, but now at least I have a completely informed decision. A little further right, but I think that's okay. Yeah, there's no trouble over there. I think I hit that real good.
All right, here's Jim's next shot. He has 41 yards to the front of the green and 45 to the pin. He just walked it off a second ago, and we'll see how the shot goes. Great shot. All right, we've got 41 yards for this one based on the rangefinder, so we'll see how this one goes. Go for it.
4-5 footer from birdie for the old ones. I did not on purpose miss that, I swear.
Number 5 is a dogleg right, par 5, 513 yards. Should be pretty easy to get home in 2 for me here. However, we had a little bit of a breeze starting to blow and it was into me on the second shot. But I didn't hit either drive very well here. And as you'll see, I didn't really catch all of either second shot either. But still didn't affect the score, but still would have liked to have gotten home in 2 here.
242 middle. Actually, what's interesting is I hit the old ball better than I hit the new ball, so I'm about 20 yards further. 242. I don't know really where the pin is. We didn't ask what the pin sheet was, where the pin is today. So I'm just going to try to get up there close with a 3-wood. A little right, but it should be fine. Short right, should be okay. All right, so I got 243 front, 256 flag, 268 back. See, so how much more information do I have? I know exactly how far the flag is. I know how far I've got to get it up. Let's see if I can zoom in. Let's see, to clear that first bunker, I've got to hit a 242, which is what I had to the middle back down there. So I'm going to hit 3-wood here too. We're back into the breeze a little bit, so this probably will end up in that bunker. So I may try to hit it a little bit right like I did on the last one.
So this was the shot that got this 3-wood rebuilt. This shaft is too flexible and has the wrong profile for me. And so what ends up happening is I ended up hitting this shot way too high. The wind caught it. It spun too much as well. And this went probably 25 to 30 yards shorter than what I was expecting.
All right, Jim shot 48 yards out.
All the grain's on the right side of that. There's a little bare spot. It's on the left side of the hole that I'm gonna look at right here. There's all the grain's there. So as it dies, it's gonna just fall to the right. There's a little hill there. Not too much though. Push it.
Number 6 is a pretty straightforward par 3, about 175 yards. Funny story, one time I was playing with my brother-in-law and we actually ran across an alligator on this green. Needless to say, we didn't finish putting out because he hissed at us. We grabbed our balls and headed on.
Number 6, par 3, 168 flag, or we don't know where the pin location is, so I'm gonna play this as a hopefully a 170 shot. We got a little bit of wind, so I'm gonna try to hit a little draw, make it go a little farther. We got a 7-iron with the old set. Coming right at it. To the left of it. I think that maybe was on. I can't tell. All right, so I actually took out the rangefinder's 173 flag. I'm on the green with the other shot, but it looks like it may be a pretty good ways away. So again, 7-iron, but this one goes a little further. Keep turning. Keep turning. Could be really good, maybe 20 feet. Should be pin high. It's gonna be a pretty big breaker. I got grain and hill. Kind of driving it to the right. Probably, I don't know, 35, 40 feet. So let's see what I can do. The goal is just try to get it somewhere close. We're in. A little right to left and butterfly just west the hole, so let's see if we can knock this one in. Oh, didn't give enough room. Par. Okay, so we're on number 7. This is where we start to turn back into the marsh out of the pines. Now I was telling Ben off camera, I don't remember how to play this hole. I don't know if you can see well in the camera, but there's bunkers, and I'll put it up on the app. I'll take a screenshot. There's bunkers down the left-hand side, and I don't remember how long it is to clear that. 1. 2, I don't remember what's past them and how much room I have. I think I can hit over them, but I don't know. So I found the 150-yard marker, which is just right of those bunkers, which I know is about 250 yards from here because it's about a 400-yard hole. So I'm going to hit a 3-wood kind of to the right toward that marker and see what happens. Then I'm going to go back and get my GPS app, and I may hit driver with the new ball. So just having all that information and the right, the right decision making, I can make a better decision here and know what to do. Now, if I was playing this course all the time, I would know it, but I haven't played this in a long time, so I really need to rely on that other information. Should be right down the middle. All right, so looking at my app here, the farthest bunker away, which is the second one from the right, it's 258 yards to clear that, and it's wide open over that. So now that I know that, I'm going to hit driver with my new ball. Oh, I hit it right. Still should be all right. Yeah, should be fine. I hit it on the same line, but it's gonna be a lot further. All right, so 176 in the middle of the green. Looks like the pin's up. We're back in the wind a little bit, and I'm probably 60 yards behind the other ball. So if I had just known a little bit more, and I misread the card, it was 424 instead of 404. So I could have hit driver both times. But again, I had more information looking at my app. So I don't know, just got a little quick with it. So I'm gonna hit 6 iron. If I go a little long with the flag, I'm okay. One left. All right, so there's a situation where the heel of the club, it's like we were talking a few minutes ago, the heel of the club hit first and turned that club just a little bit because I was not trying to hit a draw there, and I kind of felt it drag a little bit and flip the club over. So that's why that ball turned and went left. That was actually not my swing. I'll tell you when it's my swing, I assure you. So we have 132 flag here. We know it's up front because it actually said 131 for front, but I think it's actually just on the right. So I'm actually gonna, and we're back into the wind just a little, so I'm gonna hit like a little knockdown 9 iron. I could hit pitching wedge here and try to step on it. Because my normal stock pitching wedge is about 135. But I think it'd end up short, and I don't want to try to hit it too hard. So I'm just gonna try to flight this down, and if I go a little long of the pin, I'm fine. Right. Sure look good. Go. Go. Whoa. So look at the difference there. So 6 iron, left of the green, really tough chip to a downhill pin location, versus a little flighted 9 iron in here, 20 feet away, easy 2-putt. And I made that look really hard, but still, more times than not, that's at least a bogey. This is almost never a bogey. So just a little more information and having a little less club in was the right call there. Hit it. Little golf tip, 100% of the putts that are short do not go in. No charge for that. All right, so this is probably the most intimidating par 3 I've ever played. 210 yards, all over marsh. Actually, I remember it being longer than that. It was more like 220, 225. It's all over marsh. Now the wind's starting to blow a little bit. It's starting to come into us, but I played this one when it was 50 or 60 degrees and 20-mile-an-hour northeast breeze blowing right at me. Almost no hope here, and there's not a lot of room. I showed Ben this. There's not a lot of room front to back. So I'm going to hit 3 iron. And I used to hit, I only have one club from my old set, my Hogan Edge GCDs, and that is a 1 iron. I used to have to hit it here quite a bit. I'm going to hit one for nostalgia's sake. It landed. I saw it bounce. It landed. I actually hit that really good. Right in the center.
Both good shots, Jim.
Right on there. That bounce. I think I hit that as good. I might go in. Oh. Take that. Car.
right, 2 pars there. I will take that. Okay, so this is probably the most intimidating, well, one of the most intimidating tee shots that I've ever faced, especially if we get some wind. The wind's starting to blow into us a little bit, but not bad. I've played this hole where the wind is absolutely blowing into you. From what I remember, it's about a 250-yard carry over this marsh. And you got to be right at that big live oak tree on the left. I'll put a little thing on the screen. And you can't be too far right or you go back in the marsh. So this is where I really wish the Big Bertha was still alive. This will be a much more intimidating shot with that club than this one. Oh no. Come on. I don't know if that's okay or not. Should be alright. Should be okay. Didn't hit it great, but should be okay. I really don't know what I have here. Too far away from the markers. The 150 is way up there. I'm just going to hit a 3-iron kind of a little left just to try to get in play. I had to drop because that ball was in the marsh somewhere. Again, club's not customized. I hit it dead in the center, but that club flipped over. Alright, here I know I've got 260 to that big live oak tree on this line. I'm just going to hit a 3-wood out there. Oh no, that one's left too. Either one of those are good. Alright. Alright, so here I have 98 yards. So take my 56 out and try to get up over that tree. Let the 54 degree, I mean, just let the wind hold it up. Oh, it didn't hit that good. Go. Went left. All right, I basically have no shot, a little over 100 yards. I'm gonna try to hook one around this tree. I don't really have a great lie. It's probably not really what I should do, but it's really the only thing I can do. So let's see what happens. Not bad. All right, just left of the green. All right, so I can definitely feel a little tiredness after having not eaten. It's getting a little warm out here, hitting 2 balls like this. So I don't have anything here either. I might have to hit it into that hill and let it run up on the green, I hope. Bite. Not terrible. It's a tough shot right here. Gosh, that was so good. That was freaking hard. Good. Both of those I'm gonna call good so we can get to the clubhouse. Alright, so recap of how I did with the old clubs and the new clubs. Interestingly enough, I shot 38 and 38 for the 9 holes, so they were dead even. But there's some pretty big differences, and you know, now there's a little caveat because the greatest Big Bertha ever died on the range. We had to sing it, you know, we had to do taps for it, so we didn't get to use it. So I had to hit my new driver everywhere. But on the old equipment, old balls, everything like that, I hit 4 fairways, or 3 fairways and 4 greens. And with the new equipment, I hit 6 fairways and I hit 7 greens. Unfortunately, I 3-putted the first hole because I didn't know the speed. We didn't try to practice putt.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto River Road, Shellman Bluff Road Northeast.
Yes, ma'am, we will do that. And I'm going to actually turn that off for a second so I know where I'm going. And so really, if you go look at it, I had to make some really good recovery shots with those old clubs. So the only reason I shot 38 with those is because I got lucky. If you really look at it, it was a lot more work, right? It was a lot more work. And hopefully that comes through on the video, because I was really kind of struggling with distance control, and you know, I wasn't hitting in the right spots, and just really had to make some great recovery shots. And I lipped out a birdie putt on 2 as well, which would have sealed the deal. But and then 9th was a total debacle. We were melting, weren't we? It was like
incredibly hot.
We were like the witch in Wizard of Oz. We're melting. That's how we felt. It was hot, humid, and it was time to eat. So, but anyway, hopefully the things that you really got out of today was that when you use old technology, yeah, you might get the same results sometimes, but it's just a lot more work. It's a lot harder, and you have to do a lot more just to eke out the results that you want. And so the thing is, I think you've got to be very strategic with your people, with your money, about using new technology, using it for good, and making sure that your people are trained and know how to use it. So hopefully this was a nice object lesson for you. I know we enjoyed shooting it, even though we melted and I'm worn out from playing essentially 27 holes of golf today. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.